ready to do this? Let's do it. That was a terrible high five. What is that? Hold on, it's the left hand.
Are we doing that?
I don't know.
We're doing that?
We're doing that. It's
You try-
something. I don't know.
Here, you know, we're gonna high five.
We're ready to go.
We're gonna
High five. Yeah.
We are out here
Doing it.
getting crazy on the hike.
Oh, energy gel. Hold it up. What are we having?
Gatorade's cum shot.
Yes. Clark has newfound energy. My ankles are so dirty. Look at that.
Think about it. What was our first energy experience? Salish Lodge Energy Station. Then we have energy gel. Let's go, Pete.
Energy gel. We instantly started sweating. At first we were like, no, we're not sweating. And then we started sweating. It's great though. It feels good. It feels like when you have to carry all your luggage and you're gonna be late for your plane. And you have to sprint through the airport and hope that you catch the gate in time. And then you get there and you're like, okay, shit, I still had 15 minutes to spare. But you ran and your back's all wet and then you have to sit on the plane and you're all wet. That's how it feels. Nice. Sun chasing. We are chasing the sun. Clark had to work today, so we had to wait until about 5 o'clock to leave town, which is okay because we are catching that golden hour. Pretty cool. Wow. Look at that. So Clark and I ditched the bags. And we don't need them. We threw them off the cliff. We're just gonna raw dog it, honestly. Like, I'm pretty sure you can eat pine cones and, you know, that'll be fine, so.
Little ID for toilet paper.
Yeah, we'll be fine. But yeah, all seriousness, we ran up ahead to go check out another possible spot. So we didn't want to bring all the weight because we wanted to kind of claim stake at this really cool spot. So this is way cooler, a little deeper, a little bit more exposed.
Let's do it.
Yeah, not bad though. We changed the locations and the other spot already had the sun go down, and this spot probably still has another 20-30 minutes of sun, so benefits. We are very carefully making a little fire pit. We have a little fire extinguisher. It's kind of rocky, so I couldn't stake. So this is actually a method that I learned from my life outdoors, where you wrap it with a rock and then you hoist it back with another rock, and the tension on that's actually supposed to really frickin' hold. So if it gets really windy, it's not gonna blow away. Dinner tonight is gonna be featured by the Jet Boil. This is so good. It's by Peak. It's really delicious. I had this for lunch at work the other day, just to test it out. Secret ingredient. Chicken Alfredo. It's actually so good. A little cayenne. Yeah. our camping setup, and we have our lasers, our freaking laser beams. Fire's been safely put out. We're good boys. We're gonna go on a little night excursion. Clark is collecting the stream water so we can filter it. All right, it's the morning. We got beautiful views. We've got banana oatmeal and blueberry oatmeal. Look at that. Slept pretty dang good. Not so bad. Maiden voyages for these tents. It was a little breezy and cool. Clark and I both had our rain flies open so we could talk to each other, but a little out of cold air in, which obviously, so at one point in the morning we shut the rain flies and then slept pretty dang well. Had some crazy dreams. The forest is a crazy conduit for the dream world. Last night we didn't really have a good tree to hang our food in case of, you know, bears or animals or whatever. So we hung a line there, draped it over the rock, and we suspended it over the edge of the cliff. So nobody could fuck with it.
Because we all just don't wanna be big rock stars in mill, top, bottom, driving 50 cars.
Oatmeal. Yummy, yummy oatmeal.
Yummy, yummy oatmeal, yummy, yummy.
The sun!
We're drinking a lovely medium roast, washed Mexican Oaxaca.
On the road again. And just like that, we are packed up all in one into a bag. All right, we are geared up and we are ready to leave this beautiful little spot here. All right, we tested it out. The Sawyer water filter squeeze was fucking great. I mean, look at this. How crystal clear the water already was. And yeah, it tastes amazing. We threw a little water purification tablet in there, and then we put the straw on, and yeah. So I got the backpack weight down to about 30 pounds at the end of the day. I originally had it at about 27, but there's just a couple last minute things we added that I felt were kind of important, and the water was a little bit heavier than I originally weighed. So luxury item for sure was it's a power bank, lamp, and it's a inflator. It's called the X-Pad. It's about $70, but it was really nice. It instantly blew up our pads, and we didn't have to sit there with some kind of crazy contraption to blow up our air pads. And it charged my phone all night, and it was nice before bed as kind of a hanging lantern. So I really like that one. And then my second luxury item is a pillow. I sleep with the pillow cube. It's like a space memory foam kind of cube thing. I take it everywhere. I've been able to actually fold it down to the size of a water bottle. So it's not that big. It's a little heavy and dense because of the kind of memory foam quality, but everywhere I ever take that, I always have the best night's sleep because I don't get any cricks in my neck, and I just sleep so good. I've always slept with that pillow for the past like 5 years now, and I'll never do anything without it. So, and my third luxury item would definitely be a chair. So I got a really ultralight REI kind of collapsible chair, kind of bucket seat style, and that was really, really clutch because it meant we didn't have to put the bag down on the ground in the dirt and the dust. So I was able to kind of like pop the chair up pretty quick and then put the bag in it and then kind of unload my tent and do stuff like that. And then same when we were packing everything in, to like use the chair as like a kind of a halfway point between having to just put stuff right on the dirt. And it was so nice to just sit back at night and relax and kind of put your feet up at the fire and sit and have a bag meal. And one thing that I definitely would have added more out of this experience would be more baby wipes. We only had a couple, and it was good for hands and kind of washing off some of the dust and dirt that had been sticking to the bug spray on our ankles. But by the time we did all that and kind of cleaned our feet with it, we were running low and only had a couple for using the bathroom the next morning. So I definitely think I had the room to just throw a whole, ream, thicker ream than just like, the 5 modest sheets I think we both brought. So we went through those pretty quick. Clark, do you have any input on things that you would have changed or added?
Yeah, I think having wipes like that, like a pack, could have easily fit. Doesn't provide a lot of like extra weight when you think about it, because you'll be consuming your food throughout time. So you do become lighter. If you were to just fit a measly thing of like Kleenex or like toiletries, you can do it. Definitely any fluids like sunblock, sanitizer, just doing a small travel size thing, like really like a 1/2 ounce amount. I felt like we did pretty darn good. You don't need a lot. I think it's more about just making sure you do have that emergency backup of stuff, at least one of something like food-wise, or like, you definitely want hand sanitizer. You never know, you could get cut, you want to clean your hands, but first aid kit.
Keep that thing on me. Tiny little hand sand, that was definitely clutch.
Yeah. I really only noticed the baby wipes.
Yeah, baby wipes were definitely something that I wish we had a little bit more. Also, a little bit about footwear. I went with a more breathable, non-waterproof, super comfy shoe. So these are the Hoka Bondi 9s, which are really comfy. I walked around Japan for like 2 weeks, doing almost 16,000 steps a day, and these things didn't make my feet hurt at all. The tread's not amazing on these shoes, but the comfort and squish compact is so nice. And I think it kind of hugs little rocks and stuff as it squishes into it. They make a version that has a Gore-Tex and it's got more tread and trail running kind of style, but I've tried them on and they're not as squishy comfy. Something I will notice, we've had a lot of people go, dang, are you backpackers? You guys going in deep? Where are you going? It's kind of cool. Trail cred. We're getting trail cred out in the trail with our life on our bags. Way more insane down here. Wow, look at that. Gorgeous. Is it worth the hike in, hike out? Always. Wow. Just look at that. We basically slept above that last night. Shout out to our dad for the love of the outdoors and waking up super early to go do archery in Colchester, Illinois. Shout out to my buddy Dave I've learned a lot of the etiquette of the way the outdoor world works through that buddy of mine. So shout out to life and being able to breathe air. Shout out to Mother Nature. Shout out to my sibling. Shout out to people who want to do this. Shout out to my clean underpants. Shout out to the little bottle of hand sanitizer I had.
Shout out to my youth and good health.
We made it back to old tried and true. Good stuff. Another huge hack. Fresh clean socks, fresh shoes. You can ditch the old socks, take off the sweaty shoes so you have a nice pair to go home in. I always leave those in the car when I come back from a hike. Shout out to Dave. Nothing like having some PB&Js ready for you. In a nice cooler with some fresh fruit, some Rainier cherries, and some cold ice water. Now we're nice and ready to rock. All right, I'm gonna do a quick little review as to all of the gear and the stuff that I brought with. So we've got my Ozark Trail sleeping bag that is good for 30 degrees. In here I've got a dry bag that has a lot of my freeze-dried meals. We've got the jet boil, so for quick water to add to the bag meals. Camping chair was so clutch, doesn't take up too much room. We've got my pillow cube that rolls up to, like I said, about the size of a water bottle. And then believe it or not, this is actually my tent. So this is a like cinching bag, you can cinch it down, and it's my rainfly and the tent itself. And then we got the Sea to Summit. This is the sleeping pad, super cozy, and then obviously that'll go on my kind of folded up foam pad at the base, which I think was super good because I didn't feel any little twigs or anything, and it's also going to guarantee that the bottom doesn't get popped by something I might have not realized I was setting up on top of. This is a blow-up pillow, which I find was really nice because I always sleep with a pillow between my legs, and even though it's a, you know, something else extra to add, it's so small that it didn't really take up much room. Little folding coffee mug, a long sleeve shirt, and then these are my tent poles, which I just keep on the outside of the bag with the stakes, so that way I can keep the tent super, you know, low profile. And then we have a nice little thin pocketable windbreaker, which actually goes down even smaller, so it doesn't take up much room at all, and it was really nice for when it was windy in the morning. And then we got my classic film camera. It's nice and thin and light, and my headlight, and then a Sea to Summit towel, which is really compact but also very absorbent and opens up pretty big. And then we've got, this is the thing I was mentioning, this is the X-Ped, and it can charge your phone. It acts as a night light, which is really nice, and you can hang it. And then it's also a pump. Pocket knife, it's got scissors and a blade. Hand sanitizer, which was super key. A little bit of entertainment, had the harmonica. Sawyer Squeeze water filtration. So basically once we ran out of water, we just filled it up in a stream, attached it to the top, put a purification tablet in there, and then was able to drink and get a whole extra 50 fluid ounces. So now we got a little trowel. We've got some headache medicine, and then Benadryl just in case, and then these are electrolyte pills to kind of keep you motivated and active. And then we got a little laser, it's kind of fun. A little bit of bug spray, some long johns, which definitely came in clutch last night. Even though it got down to 50, it was still nice to have that extra little barrier. We got some spare socks just in case. A mosquito net for your face, basically, if the bugs were crazy, which thankfully they were not last night. And then we have some work gloves, which was nice to collect firewood and stuff like that. And then an extra t-shirt just in case, which I ended up not using. Also a little bit of paracord so that we could hang up the food at night so that we weren't attracting any animals. And then I also kept some bear mace on hand, so it was nice and close just in case, you never know. And then I could do a deeper dive as to what I have in here, but it's basically like inflatable patch kits and medical tape and band-aids and a sewing kit and some Ricola and some medical gloves just in case. And then I've got some chapstick with some medical tape and electrical tape wrapped around it, so if I needed to use some tape in a pinch. I've got a lighter just in case, some matches, a little bit more paracord, and then my toothbrush and toothpaste. And then we just had some tissue paper And then I had some toilet paper with the tiny little trash bags, and this is a little bidet attachment you can put on the water bottle if you're out there for long. And yeah, basically all of that fit in my Gregory 45 liter. Not too bad, pretty good. It was nice. Kept my back pretty cool. Basically this back mesh keeps your back from getting really wet and sweaty, but you're ultimately gonna get pretty sweaty. So it was just nice to have a little bit of breeze. And I like the top membrane. That was really key because basically everything would be super stuffed up. And then I was able to just access some quick stuff on the top, which is where I basically kept like the Ziploc bags of like emergency toothbrush, kind of quick go-to stuff. So that was nice to have up there. And then all the other gear basically stayed in the bag. So cinched down pretty tight.